Welcome to the Untold Journey podcast. Today, we're diving into a story of someone who turned a simple camera into a thriving business. With a creative eye for storytelling and acknowledgement from the Remix Project, he's redefining what it means to follow your passion. A talented videographer and a good friend of mine. Let's meet Jamil Banks. Jamil, how are you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm good. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I see that you still play ball.
Here and there, but like I got way worse. Like I don't play it like that for fun. Like I
How's
said, in golf now.
how's
Yeah,
golf
but
going?
golf is going. It's going cool. I wish I could play it more. That's a goal to play it more, but I feel like I'm learning pretty fast. For as long as I've been playing, I'm pretty nice.
Have you ever played a 18 holder?
18 holes, yeah. What? No. I didn't do 18. I only did 9. I only went to a course twice, like 2 9 holes. Very bad, but that's why I'm into virtual golfing. Like I'm bad right now, but it's tough.
When was that? Like recent or?
Um, Probably like 2 months ago, 3 months ago when I went to the 18 hole. First time it felt surreal. Second time I shouldn't have went to that course. I should say that it's too hard.
How long have you been playing golf for?
I've been playing it for probably about 6 months. I first went to a driving range, but I only went to driving ranges for fun. And then after, once we actually bought golf clubs, got irons, pitching wedges, I started knowing about all the terminology, taking it a little more serious. So probably from when I started taking it serious, probably like 6 months ago, around that time, I would say.
Wow, I'm trying to get into golf too. Well, I've been playing it for a year and a bit.
Yeah, you got
But-
+6, man. +6 on 18 holes, man. Nah, you're already there.
You can't count that because the first time I got was like plus 25. So
Yeah, but still, you got +6 now, so you're in.
yeah, but the difference was what, like
1 year.
no. I think I played. When was the first time I played? I think the beginning of this year, and then I played again like around July, August or something.
Yeah.
So like there was a gap.
When you got +6, is that breaking 90?
Is that break? I don't know. All I know is +6 is like whatever the par is or whatever par number is. So
Yeah.
for example, is all the holes like 70, then I get like 70 plus like
6.
So like
Yeah, 76.
So that's that's
So you broke 90, but you broke 80 then.
anyway, it really depends what the hole is. Like if the hole goes up to like 100, then obviously I'm gonna break it. I don't know how that works. So
Yeah, doesn't it all equal like, oh yeah.
because all the courses are different, like,
Yeah.
based on the length.
I swear it equals a certain amount because there's a certain amount of par 5s, par 4s, and par 3s, right?
Yeah, so they all add up, but not all the courses are the same.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're
See?
all different,
Yeah, that's how you meant in the beginning.
Maybe I'm saying some random stuff. Who knows? So we're gonna be hip.
You might.
Okay. So I have a question, man. You're killing it on social media. I see your chapter 6 business, all your music direction, going insane. The question is like, why did you get into those?
Okay. I love this question because I like reliving the moment because it felt like it was like kind of meant to happen, to be honest. So I come from a music background. My dad was really into music anyways, and then my bros are really into music. My oldest bro produced. My other older bro made music, and I used to play around with iMovie from like grade 6 or whatever the case may be. You know iMovie on the iPhone?
Yeah.
So I used to make like little skits, and I was a kid. I still have like skits of myself at like grade 8 making some stuff, So I used to like editing anyways, and I went onto something called LumaFusion, and they were all on the phone, and I just liked editing, So after I came out of school, I knew I wanted to get into some type of business, right? First, it was going to be a clothing brand because that's all I knew. My mind was small at the time, but I didn't fully step into that. That takes some capital and some other type of stuff, and then also older homie of mine, Rye Richards, shout out to him, gave us a camera probably about 6 months prior before I came back to the city because I was in Windsor at the time. So when I came back, originally my brother wanted to learn how to use the camera, but it didn't really make sense because he was trying to pursue what he was trying to pursue. So you don't want to be pursuing two things, So as I was sitting in the living room one day with my oldest brother, and I just finished working C&E, so I had my C&E check. I was up at the time, I had my C&E check, and then my brother, he looked at me, he's like, yo, why don't you use the camera and start shooting music videos? And then I looked at him and I said, yo, that's not like a bad idea. And then he first offered to even like pay for the first couple of months for my editing software, which is super real of him. And then yeah, ever since then I just did not look back at all, and then created this. Once that my vision became more clear and over the years I started chipping down to knowing exactly what I wanted, I started trying to bring everything to life. And right now I still feel like there's still so much more to go. Like I'm still nowhere, but better than where I was when I started for sure.
So, a very interesting story. So, like, did you start doing that like after school? Like after what, like
Yeah.
or was
After
it
high
after?
school ended, that's when I started everything. I didn't go to university or college. All I did was strictly this. And yeah, as soon as school ended, I just jumped into it stuff. Literally like, so summer ended, and the first day of school back for everyone else is the same day that I got my laptop and downloaded the Premiere. So as soon as summer ended, there was literally no time wasted. Got into it ASAP, and then haven't stopped since.
So like how did that start? So like, you went and reached out to artists, or did you like,
So
how did that work out?
so I was blessed because of the position I'm in that I knew a couple of artists already. First one, my bro made music, so he was an artist. So I was able to test out some stuff with him. And then at the time, my other homie, So Sick, free him, was making music too. He was just beginning, so we both kind of started out, right? And so I did some videos with him too. And with that being known, there's other people around the area who picked up an interest because actually I forgot a big part. So another way I needed to get clientele is I started a show called Heater Processes, where I'd get the process of artists in the studio. So they would be making music and I'd record their process, and then at the end I showed them a little snippet. That was an easy way that I was giving people for free to like basically meet artists around the city who are just not in my vicinity, and also just get more editing work. You know what I mean? So after I did that, I picked up one client from that, and then everything else was mainly word of mouth, and then obviously other things grew from there.
Wow. So basically, you're the entrepreneur, and like right away, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, to be honest. I didn't really start feeling like one until like a couple months ago though.
How long have you started your business so far?
I started it in like 2019, but I think it really started like my first ever music video or something was like probably like 2020, but technically I started it 2019.
So when it comes down to your music videos, like how do you get the inspiration? Because you've done like a ton,
Yeah.
right? And then all of them are different. None of them are the same. So like, how do you come with the like? How's all the inspiration?
Yo, so it's real. Every single song has a different vibe, you know? And some still could be in similar vibes, but then the lyrics could separate it, or the cadence, or the delivery, or the flow of the artist, or whatever the case may be. So, for example, there could be an upbeat tempo that automatically is going to draw me towards colors and different type of vibes in the way I shoot it. But then there's also going to be like darker type of vibes that will automatically remind me of late nights or whatever the case may be. So that automatically, the vibe itself, you could pick it up like this, and that could send you to a direction of a video. And then based on what they're saying, or even how they are as a person, because it's art at the end of the day, and art is subjective, you can really do anything with it. But just overall trying to match the vibe of the specific song that you're doing or catering to is how you'll create a different vibe. And I don't think you're going to create the same type of video if a lot of people make different vibes, you know?
Wow, interesting. So
Yeah.
like everything's just like off your head.
Yeah, everything's off my head. Recently there's been a lot more planning, and I've been using the creative director. Like, he helps with creative consulting, Anir, who's popping up, because like he was one of the first ones to join and kind of help me with stuff. And then we knew each other. We've known each other for what, like 12 years now. So, and we know a lot about each other, and we're really in sync. So even when it comes to coming up with ideas, me, I'm really picky. There's not a lot of people that can come up with ideas, but people will say some stuff and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. You know, we're on completely different vibes, but me and him click like crazy. So some come off the top of my head. Sometimes we bounce off of ideas. We even have moments where we come up with ideas at the same time. But yeah, that's what's going on.
So like, do you have like a drawing board or something in your office? So like, yo, this shot's like this, next shot's like this, next shot's like this.
Yeah. I
It
did.
plays
I
that
did
way.
have a drawing board first, but then I got rid of that and I moved things digitally. So now like I'll do stuff on like an iPad, or I'll do it on like a computer, and I'll use AI for some of the stuff, like trying to visually see something. But most of the times I'm just grabbing frames from different music videos if it matches my vibe to try to showcase the mood board. Have you ever heard of Milanote? That's what I mainly use for like coming up with ideas or taking the ideas and flooding out. onto a piece of paper.
What
You
is
know,
like another AI system or
it's like a organization tool
okay.
or like a web software where you could like take images and come up with projects. Say you're coming up with projects, or even coming up with how much pallets you have into a certain place. You can make like mind maps or whatever the case may be. Web design, website stuff is it's very useful for small businesses on the up and ups. You know.
So when you were talking about Anir as your creative, was he your creative
Yeah, like
director, or does he have another,
he
or
does
do you have
he
like a
he
different
does a, he does a lot. Like he'll help with creative directing and like creative consulting because I could bounce off of him. But then he also mainly started with helping with production. So he was a PA, which is a production assistant, and they're helping a lot. And yeah, he would be doing those, and he has a drone too, and working towards upgrading, becoming the drone operator to potentially expand that side of the business too. So yeah, that's what he mainly does, like 3 different stuff.
So like a team, how many people do you have on your team?
On our team right now, we have like it's like a solid 10 core members are of the stuff that are going to be around everything are around like 7 of us, but honestly it's around 10 of us, 10 of us on the team. Yeah,
So 10 people. So when did you start, like, when did you know that I needed a person for this, I needed a person for this, or like, because probably at the beginning you were doing everything from
yeah,
A to Z, right?
yeah.
So now you're like, yo, I can't, I need to delegate here, here, here. Like, when did you know that, yo, it's time to switch up, trying to get more mans?
So honestly, the style of videos that I was trying to create, there is no way in hell that I'd be able to do it by myself. So from early, I knew that I wanted a production company or a team to start being able to do stuff because I wanted to incorporate VFX in my videos at a very early stage of my shooting career. But I didn't want to learn all of that because there's a lot to learn. But I'm still trying to be the best director I could be because that's the role I'm trying to play. Director or know about composition before I jump into VFX, this, that, and the third. So when I came to that realization, I definitely realized, I said, yo, this is the goal I'm trying to get to. I cannot obtain that goal if I don't follow these steps. And within that path was team. So that's why every little connection or place I would go to or certain things that would cross my mind while I was in the process of building my team, I could say, thank God now I have the team sturdy and set. But while I was in the process of building the team, things that aligned with it, I would potentially probably like save in the backlog of my mind of how we could be on a team or just shoot my shot, let's say, right then and there, you know? And then it just came to be.
Okay. Yeah. So you basically got your team from to like going to networking events or going to different production, or they're like all your close mates, or like it's like a mates of mates, like, you know, that's probably like family members or something like that. Like, is everyone like you knew before that they like, I know Anir
Yeah,
knew him for like 12 plus years.
yeah.
Like, is there anyone else on that team like that, or is like everyone that you knew a couple years?
Nah, not everyone. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5. 5 of them that I didn't know before. Well, one of them I met while being in the shooting business, like in the videography business, but I didn't know him from beforehand, and we only really made a connection because of videos. But now I'm really close to him. Shout out Kalu, my dog Kalu, the GOAT. I have to shout him out. But like, yeah, I met him in the business, and we kind of tapped in with each other. And he at the beginning of the stages, he's been wanting to like come on my productions and stuff. But there are stages where I'm just like, yo, we don't really even need people here. It's not too good. And then when I brought him on set one time and I just seen his workflow and how he was, I'm like, bro, this guy's sick. We could work towards building something together. You know what I mean? And then it ended up working like that. And then he introduced me to people, and then 3 other people just reached out from like seeing our videos online, and then it just made sense.
So like, did you have a connection with the 3 other people that
Yeah. They wouldn't be a part of the team if I didn't have a connection
like,
right now.
how would you know like this member, like this person will be a part of my team? Like, what's the attributes that they need?
Okay, so me personally, I don't really care too much about skill set yet, especially when I'm in the process of building. I mainly care about hunger. If you have morals and the way you think, hunger, morals, and the way you think, and you have to add some type of value. You know what I mean? And if you have value that you could add, or we could trade or do whatever, then that's good. But value can't be alone because some people can have a whole bunch of stuff, but like the work ethic won't be there, the grind won't be there. Or honestly, I may not just like them as a person, but some people like their vibe is really nice. It's good people to be around. I can learn from you. We can learn from each other. And you want to do this and you see yourself growing in this. And the biggest thing is people who trust the process because I'm not where I need to be. I'm not where I want to be. Where I want to be is way bigger than this. And we want to be working with labels, this, that, and the third. But none of that could happen if you guys don't trust the process and where you believe that I could take us to. You know what I mean? With your help, obviously.
So where do you want to be?
Where I want to be. Do you know Cole Bennett?
But yeah.
So that's a very big director. Obviously a lot of people, you could bring up his name, you'll know him, but I want to be at the stage where when you think of a big artist, people automatically think of Drake, think of this, that, and the third. I want to be at the stage where if you think of a big music video director, you think of this guy. Or even if you don't know me, you know my work. If you know my work and you don't know me, or it's like one of those opportunities, someone could say my name like, oh, you know Jamil Banks? And they're like, no. Oh, do you know this video? Yes. You know something that I put out there. And I don't really care too much if they know me for sure. But I want my impact to be so huge that maybe the people in the music industry know me. Maybe they don't, but you're seeing my work everywhere. Like you cannot hide it and you cannot like there's no dodging. You have 100% seen his work. So that's where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be a household name or at least a household product that I put out, you know?
Yeah. So how's your process on that? Like,
I'm getting there.
do you see yourself? I don't know. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years or 10 years? Like, do you think you'll be the household name in like 15 years or like 10 years or
Yeah,
something?
10 years. If I'm not, then I'll be disappointed, not gonna lie. But 10 years I definitely see that. I 100% see that for myself. In 5 years I feel like I'll even be way further than I am. Because currently right now my business has only been probably for about 5 years now and I'm happy where I'm at. But I look at a business like most things grow to me, I say this to myself, exponentially. Cause the things that I had at the start, I didn't have I don't the things that I have now I didn't have at the start. And if I was able to grow with what I had from the start, imagine what I could do with the things that I have now. And if I got here from where I started then, where am I gonna be in 5 years from what I have now? And what I have now is way more stuff than I had before. So if I was able to get here, I'm able to go way farther. You know what I mean?
I understand what you mean. Okay. So another thing is you're doing a lot in music, right? Like that's you're just trying to get artists. But do you plan on like going out, like going to like short films or like movies or like change your direction?
Or 100%, that's gonna happen naturally. My main focus right now is music videos and stuff like that, but I've started to fall in love with cinematography as a whole. And honestly, I gotta shout out Cash. I'm gonna shout out a lot of people because there's a lot of people that helped me get to where I am today. Cash was like a mentor at Remix Projects. That's a program I was in. Shout out Remix Projects too. I have to shout him out. But Cash was our mentor. And she kind of opened my mind to like commercials, short films, this, that, and the third. I always look to them like it's cool, but then stepping out the program, I'm like, yo, bro, storytelling in itself. I think I started to fall more in love with storytelling, and I could still tell stories in music videos, but with continuing to do this and knowing about lighting and this, that, and the third, storytelling as a whole, I like. So moving into commercials will happen one day, short films, this, that. But right now, I'm passionate about music videos, you know, because I like music too.
Have you done anything like a different realm?
Oh yeah, multiple times. We've recently started expanding and working with businesses too. We just don't really post too much of the business stuff, but yeah, we've been working with businesses and we're still trying to grow the business side. And even right now, I'm going to do another commercial next month. So I'm going to focus on commercials or whatever the case may be. I mainly put out those type of stuff, but I've done a lot of different type of things too.
Like, if you don't post it out, like how are people supposed to find you if you do like commercial or you don't want to get into like
Right now,
into that right now? Like, you just like you handle with whatever you have right now.
how I would explain it is like I'm not too pushy to get commercial work, and a lot of people will call me dumb for that. And honestly, I don't blame them, you know, because there's money in the commercial work. I hear a lot that the music industry is where you don't get a lot of money, like music videos, this, that, and third. If you work with commercials or corporates, this, that, and the third. But one thing I told my mom when I was young too is like I'd rather do a lot of stuff that I enjoy rather than just get the money. But don't get it twisted. I'm older now and I definitely do want money, but I feel like I'll be way more drained in that realm. So I'd rather build up a business sector in my business and know how I would want the business sector to run, but not always be a part of it, but make sure everything is delegated correctly and dealt with properly. So I'm not really too pushy on that right now, but if I was really trying to be on next and start pushing business stuff, I would start doing it a lot.
Okay. Um, how did you learn about all this? Like, did you just go on YouTube and everything? Like at the very beginning, how did that unfold?
How did all this happen? How did I learn about everything? Through experience. Um, through YouTube was a big teacher, but not even just me going through specific YouTube videos, pulling out things. I think I'm a visual learner. So like sometimes people could explain something to me or I could just watch a video, pause the video, and I feel like I could dissect the video properly. Like if the light's shining here, where's the light pointed from or where this is coming from. And then the biggest thing is asking questions. If I'm able to ask questions to a mentor, to someone in a YouTube comment section, to someone's Instagram DM, I'm going to ask a question. And then the biggest teacher though was experience, no matter what, actually getting my foot in the field, because I learned from mistakes. I learned that, okay, I shot it this way, I put the light this way, it looks cool. I could have done it like this. In the next project, I'll do it and I'll never do that again. And then it continues to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow.
Is there any one key, if you could say to any aspiring directors or video directors out there, what's like one thing that you would tell them, like about just editing?
About editing,
Yeah.
specifically.
Like what's the thing that you had a really hard time, like I don't know, like doing pretty much basically?
Thing I have a really hard time doing, or something I like that was hard to me, or is hard to me now.
Both.
Both. Okay. Something that was hard to me.
So for example, like lighting, like certain way that lighting has to be, and like yo, this I seen like this neutral light will be much better for me. Or
See, that's the thing though. When I was using lights before, I didn't know I was not using lights properly until I started using the lights good. So you know what, I'll say that, yeah, lighting is key. Lighting is key. Lighting and composition. That's what I'll say. It doesn't really matter about what you have to a certain extent. Obviously, when you get to a certain level, you're going to want to get the bigger cameras. But as a beginner, what I would say is it doesn't matter about the expensive camera. It doesn't matter about this, that, and the third. Don't spend your money on this camera. Spend your money on these lights instead and learn about composition. Because with good composition and good lighting and an alright camera, you can make anything look nice because you know stuff. That's how people are able to create music videos with an iPhone. It's not just people are shooting with an iPhone and they're not good. Because now I'm confident I'd be able to shoot a video with the iPhone too. The quality is not needed. And obviously, if I go for a specific vibe, I may not need the highest quality anyways. The things that will carry it is the composition and the lighting. So yeah, I would say learn about that. I'm still not perfect with that, obviously, but I've grown so much. So that's definitely a big thing that I'd tell anyone coming up to do.
so what do you think you would need to improve on?
Bro, the same thing. Composition and lighting. Like I'm confident about my abilities right now, but still to where I need to get to, I still want to know more about composition. I want to be able to look at a frame and see something fast. And the same thing with lighting. I don't need to specifically work on that because as the team grows, like someone else could pick up that role. But since we're not completely there yet, I would love to know about that, you know?
Okay, so getting back to your artist, who's your biggest artist that you had so far?
The biggest artist that we worked with?
Yeah.
Shit. Where should I? Hold on. I got to think about that one still. Because I could say, no, I already know who the biggest artist is. Still, it's 100 OTD, right? OTD is the biggest artist we worked with, I would say. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I was thinking someone else, but let me try.
Yeah. So how was that? How was
Working with him?
yeah, working with him?
He was dope. OTD is dope. Still, he's a very nice person. Seeing him in person, he's a cool person. Like, I rock with his vibe. I wish the best for him. He let me do my thing, which is a big thing because a lot of people don't let you do your thing sometimes, you know? Like, that was Going back to the other question too, that was another thing that I need to learn. Like sometimes I wanted to create things certain ways, but people don't trust their process, and you could run into a clash in a certain way. But charges to the game that happens. One thing about him, he's like, he trusted me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna let you do your thing, whatever. Of course, he's gonna have a 1-2 suggestions because he wants certain stuff to be in it. That's his brand and his style, whatever the case may be, which is completely fine. But yeah, overall working with him was dope. It was fun, and the videos, like, I don't know, it's at a good amount of views, and it's an artist coming up in Toronto. I don't know, it's probably at like 250,000 views right now or something, but it's nice. That was definitely our biggest artist we worked with.
So, if you could work with anyone in the world, who do you think?
If I could work with anyone in the world, like right now, is it just artists?
Anyone. The other film director, other video directors.
Bro, honestly,
artists, singers.
Drake.
Drake.
Yeah. Yeah, Drake. I do it.
So if Drake tomorrow is like, yo, I need you to do my music video tomorrow, you're flying out, you're gone.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna make a crazy video too. 100%. I do Drake's stuff. There's a lot of people, to be honest. I do Drake.
Any film directors?
Film directors that I would work with.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't really know a lot of film directors. I don't know a lot of film directors. I don't even know a lot of music video directors. I probably know a lot of music videos in itself. Like Gibson Hazard, I would say that's someone I would want to work with. He's in the music industry, but he also does other stuff too. But his work, anything he puts out, to me looks insane. So I would definitely want to work with him because I would learn so much from him.
I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so you better do that in the next 15-20 years. Huh? Work with him. See what you come up with. See you record a video with Drake. See a music video.
Wait, do you like Drake? I said Drake and you sounded disappointed.
Who? I said no. I thought
saying it. Yeah, Team Kendrick here.
No. Hell no. Yo, I'm gonna get heat for that. Bro, I was neutral for both. I don't really mind. Like, honestly, I listen to brown music most of the time. But yeah, if I had to choose one of them, I'm Drake all day. And that's for sure. Hobio. If you could tell anything, any advice, right, for an aspiring video director, film director, anything in like the director field or cinematic field, what would you give them? What would you say?
This is a hard one because, bro, I still feel like I need to learn a lot, but I guess it would bounce on the other thing I did before. This is kind of generic advice though. Just keep going. That's the most generic advice I could say, but like, honestly, if you don't stop and you learn from your losses, or you take your lessons from that and you continue to grow, like you're going to see growth and regardless. So if you're in this world of film or a director and you want to just start and pick up a camera and do a music video, whatever the case may be, go out there, give it your all. If things go wrong, look at the situation at hand and try to make the best out of it. If you forgot a light at home, let's see where you can find light and make something out of it. Continue making videos, learn from your videos, be honest with yourself, be self-aware, recognize that your videos are probably not going to be the best at that stage, but that's okay because you can continue to do more. But all in all, keep going and go back to the other thing I said, lighting and composition. That's the big things I would say.
That's very well said. Let me finish off. I have a last question. So, how hard is it to become? How hard is it to do what you're doing right now?
How hard is it to do what I'm
like? Let's say
what am I doing right now?
Let's say I start for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And I try to get to your position.
What's my position in your point of view?
In my eyes, I think you're a successful videographer, right? Creating immense cinematography, providing value through every frame, every clip that you post out there. As a person that wanted to pursue that, what sacrifices will I have to do?
You're gonna definitely have to sacrifice time. That's probably the biggest sacrifice you're gonna have to take is time, because Jesse Reyes said this: to learn, you have to fail faster. And probably someone else said that, but I'm quoting Jessie Reyes because when she said it, it stuck with me. But you have to fail faster. And to fail faster, you need to have a lot of projects. And to have a lot of projects, you need to have a lot of time. So with all that being said, you need to sacrifice a lot of time to be able to take shoots, edit the shoots, learn from the shoots, and do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in order to get to a certain position. But not only that, you need to have a goal because there's people that been shooting longer or whatever the case may be, and they don't have a team. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that it probably just wasn't a part of their goal, so it didn't align with them. But if you don't have a clear goal, you're not gonna have no destination. I like to look at goal setting as, say I wanted to get to McDonald's. Okay, I chose my place I wanted to go, McDonald's. If I need to take the GPS is going to tell me how to get there. So if you don't have a clear goal, you're not going to be able to know where you're going. You have a clear goal, you have a destination, so you're going to now know the steps you need to take to get to that goal. So clear goal setting and sacrificing time, that's just going to get you in a position.
Okay, all right.
But I still don't feel like I'm anywhere yet though, but you know?
Yeah, you think that you're nowhere, but what I can see through my eyes, it's I can see the immense improvement.
I appreciate
where
that.
you started to where you are now. Okay, so let's say if someone just didn't watch any other podcast, goes to this point right now, what would you want to say?
Say to them? All right, I'm going to say my favorite quote ever. Wherever focus goes, energy flows and results show. That's what I would say to them. And simple as that. If you put your focus somewhere, a lot of energy will flow there and a lot of results will show. And if you don't believe that, go look at the first ever video I've done in my life. That was ass. Can I cuss?
Yeah, go
That shit was fucking ass. Okay? That video sucked. But I was focused on getting better at my craft. A lot of energy started flowing through that. And a lot of results have shown. And I've seen myself get better over the time. So that's what I would say. And that applies to anything. That's my favorite saying ever.
Where can they find you?
Where can they find me? You can find me on Instagram at JDFM, 2_. And you can follow the other Instagram, chapter.sixx, chapter.sixx, 2 X's. You can find me on TikTok, Jamil JDFM. Yeah.
It was great having you.
You already know, brother. Come home.